for over 1,000 years. Rome was eternal, an empire that stretched from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to Syria, the greatest civilization the world had ever seen. But nothing lasts forever. In 476 CE, the light went out. Act 1. The Eternal Empire. To understand how Rome fell, we must first understand what it was. At its height in 117 CE, the Roman Empire was unstoppable. 5 million square kilometers, 70 million people. 1/4 of the world's population lived under Roman rule. Rome gave the world roads, aqueducts, concrete, law, and architecture that still influences us today. The Pax Romana, Roman peace, brought stability for 2 centuries. But by the 3rd century, something was wrong. The empire had grown too large, too complex, too vulnerable, and the rot started from within. Act 2. The poison within Rome wasn't conquered. It was consumed. Corruption. The government that had once been Rome's greatest strength became its greatest weakness. Officials bought positions with bribes. Senators cared more about personal wealth than public service. The machinery of empire was grinding to a halt. Economic collapse. To fund endless wars, emperors debased the currency. A coin that was once pure silver became mostly copper. Inflation exploded. The denarius, Rome's currency, became worthless. Trade routes collapsed. Taxes became crushing. The middle class vanished. The economy that fed an empire was starving. The military crisis. For centuries, Roman legions were the most feared fighting force on earth. Disciplined, professional, loyal. But Rome could no longer afford its own soldiers. Instead, they hired barbarians, Germanic tribes, Goths, Vandals, men who fought for money, not for Rome. How do you expect loyalty from men whose fathers you conquered? Failed leadership. Between 235 and 284 CE, Rome had over 50 emperors. Most died violently, assassinated, murdered by their own guards. The average reign, just 2 years. No vision, no stability, no hope. Overcrowding, epidemics, crumbling roads and aqueducts that no one could afford to repair. Rome was suffocating under its own weight. The empire was dying from within, but the killing blow would come from without. Act 3. The wolves at the gate. Beyond Rome's borders, the barbarian world was stirring. For centuries, Germanic tribes had pressed against the frontier. Rome had held them back, but now Rome was weak, and the wolves could smell blood. 406 CE, the Rhine freezes. On December 31st, 406 CE, the Rhine River froze solid. Thousands of Vandals, Alans, and Suevi crossed into Roman Gaul unopposed. Rome's northern defenses shattered in a single night. 410 CE, Alaric's revenge. Alaric, king of the Visigoths. Once a Roman ally, once betrayed by Rome. He had fought for Rome, bled for Rome, and Rome had cast him aside. Now, he would take what was owed. On August 24th, 410 CE, Alaric did the unthinkable. For the first time in 800 years, Rome fell to a foreign enemy. For 3 days, the Visigoths looted the Eternal City. The shockwaves reverberated across the ancient world. If Rome could fall, nothing was safe. 455 CE, the Vandals. In 455, they came again. This time, the Vandals, sailing from North Africa. For 2 weeks, they stripped Rome bare. The sack was so thorough, we still use the word today, vandalism. Rome was no longer a city of power. It was a city of ghosts. Act 4. The Final Emperor. By 476 CE, the Western Roman Empire existed in name only. The emperor was a child, Romulus Augustulus, barely a teenager, a puppet with a cruel, ironic name. Romulus, after Rome's founder. Augustus, after its first emperor. The last emperor, named after the first. Odoacer, a Germanic chieftain, commander of Rome's own army. On September 4th, 476 CE, Odoacer walked into the throne room. There was no battle, no dramatic siege, no last stand. He simply told the boy to leave. Romulus Augustulus removed his purple cloak, stepped down from the throne, and walked away. The Western Roman Empire was over. Act 5. Ashes and Legacy. But this was not the end of Rome, only the end of the West. In the East, the Byzantine Empire endured. For another 1,000 years, they kept the flame alive. Roman law, Roman culture, Roman identity. They called themselves Romans until the very end. When Constantinople fell to the Ottomans in 1453, the last true remnant of Rome died with it. In the West, new kingdoms rose from the ashes. Franks, Visigoths, Ostrogoths. They built on Roman foundations. Latin became the language of learning. Roman law influenced their codes. Aqueducts and roads, crumbling but still there, connected their realms. Rome's body died, but its ghost shaped everything